This recipe will be posted back on my website, simpledailyrecipes.com. Just do a recipe search for Southwest bean salad. It will be there. I got this recipe from the PlantPure Nation cookbook, and it is delicious. Now, it's not the exact recipe from the cookbook. I didn't have everything that the recipe called for, so I had to make some adjustments, but this is pretty darn close. It was good. So it's a bell pepper, about a half a cup of yellow onion, a can of black beans, a can of pinto beans, a cup of frozen corn thawed, which I just threw the frozen corn on top of the canned beans and just washed them with hot water, and that kind of warmed up the frozen corn and got the beans clean at the same time. And then you add a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I think the original recipe called for fresh lime juice, but I never have that on hand. I always have the lime juice in the bottle. And then I had maple syrup on hand, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, but any sweetener like agave nectar or whatever you like to use. Anything to balance out all that vinegar. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now for the spicy part, I got 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. 1/2 teaspoon of, I use New Mexico chili powder. That's my favorite. You can get it a little spicier if you want. And then the recipe, PlantPure Nation recipe called for sriracha sauce, but that's too hot for me. So I like Cholula. So I end up putting about 1.5 teaspoons of Cholula sauce in my salad. And then the recipe called for fresh parsley. I didn't have any of that either. So I just used, not parsley, it called for fresh cilantro, and I didn't have any cilantro, but I had dried cilantro, so I used 1.5 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons? How many did I use? How many was? Oh, well, I have it in the recipe. So just go over to my blog and you'll see. Oh, and it's good. It is so good. And you could definitely make this spicier if you wanted to, but it was a nice balance. It wasn't too spicy for Max, and Charlie loved it. It was good. So I ended up warming up some tortillas, and I had some chopped green lettuce, and I just turned that salad into some wraps. Oh, it was a good lunch.